So, for the longest time, I have wanted to be able to make my own clothing, whether it be for myself or others. And I think it's high time I sat down and learned. As for the first project I've decided to work on, my wife needs a costume for a small bit in a theater performance that she's in, and she needs a clown costume. So this is the inspiration we're pulling from. It's Pierrot, a classic clown from the 20s, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is the basic inspiration we're going for, or pulling from. And so moving on to my sketch, we've got the jumpsuit, single piece. She's gonna have an Elizabethan collar that stays on even after she takes off the clown costume. So for the costume itself, I'm thinking a little drawstring approach so that she can quickly pull the string, comes loose, and then little snaps along the front. And then same thing for the wrists. I believe we're gonna go for a drawstring approach as well. Just pull the string, comes loose. She'll have little tool cuffs on her wrists as well that are gonna be staying on after the costume comes off. We're not doing a lining, we're not getting fancy like that at all because we want it to keep it light and inexpensive, especially for my first project. Don't wanna be dropping a bunch of money on something that might not even turn out. All right, so wool yarn for the little pom-poms in the front. Put that aside. We got our white thread, which was kind of expensive for whatever reason at this shop. Trying to decide between white cord and white satin ribbon for the drawstring. So we just got samples of both of those, see which one works better, and then I'll just get more of whichever one we decide for. Snaps for the front. And of course our white fabric. Tried to find just as close to 100% cotton as I could. This one didn't say 100% cotton, but it feels pretty close.
So I found a pattern by Simplicity that is a clown costume, and there's one that's pretty similar to what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm just gonna be following it as closely as I can while making a couple of alterations along the way. Step 1. Stitch center front seam. To reinforce, stitch again over first stitching. So basically the first couple steps are to sew the center front pieces together and the center back pieces together. So right now I am just going to be pinning and sewing these two pieces together. Sort of trying to just follow the chalk line that I drew. And very slowly. All right. That doesn't look half bad, I don't think. Now, step 3. Step 3 is pressing the seams and the edge of the front openings. You want to clip the curve of the seam so it lays a little more flat, and then press about 1 to 2 centimeters in on both edges of the front pieces. And then you're just going to give it a straight stitch all the way down so that it sits nicely. All right, looks pretty good, I think. Sleeves always seem so tricky to me. So let's try this out, shall we? Keep it in line. Here we go. Et voila. Beautiful. Can't really see anything, but looks like an actual seam from the outside. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so now we need to do the rest of the sleeves. Follow the blue line. All right. So again, right sides together. This time we're going this way. So I took a little break to make some pizza, and all the daylight is gone. So next steps, now we are going to measure out the neckline all the way around. Basically just gonna use the same leftover fabric that I have here and make our bias fold tape out of that. Very nice, all right. 60 inches of bias fold tape it is. So for this casing, we're going to fold it in half, press it, then fold those halves in half, press those. That way it sits nicely on the hem of the collar, sandwiching it in between the casing. To make casing on outside, stitch one edge of bias fold tape along seam line. All right. Ooh, all pinned. Don't fail me now. So now we're gonna find the leg inseam. Okay. All right. So I think that is where I'm going to stop for now until I get my wife to try this on. The hem at the bottom is touching the ground right now, and it is it's ginormous. Let me try it on. Sleeve, oh yeah, that's going to be way long for her. Yeah, definitely want to hem that. Not bad so far. We haven't really, it's not really a finished piece at all yet, but we'll see. All right, let me try to put this ribbon in. Tiny safety pin. Attach it to the end of this, and then funnel it through all the way down.
3 hours later.
We got that all the way through. Look at that. Now we gotta stitch it in the center so that it doesn't shift left or right. Okay, so it is the next day. I did have my wife try this on. We trimmed the arms and legs quite a bit because they were quite long for her. So now, today we're going to continue with making the casings for all of the legs and arms. Should be able to make the casings from the trimmings I just cut off. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put the casing in there. Oh, should I hem it first? I think so. All right, I think we're gonna hem it first. That way it's nice and neat, and then we can choose where to put the casing on so it's not too close, not too far from the actual hem. I think we'll do that for all the legs and arms. So we'll do that real quick, and then we'll make the casings for the ribbon, which I just realized I need to go buy more of. So that's fun. So for all of the sleeves and the legs, I'm doing what's called a narrowing hem, I guess. Basically, you're going to be folding the hem over once, pressing it, and then folding it over again, pressing it again, and bringing it through the machine for a nice, clean edge.
Ow. Ow. I'm stabbing myself. Jeez. That looks pretty nice. All right, so we gotta make the casing. We're gonna start with the legs. I'm gonna try to find the scrap fabric from the legs, which I believe this is one of them. What we're gonna do is measure out how far down we wanna go. Basically, make it 4 centimeters. Pressed the casings for all of the limbs. I'm thinking maybe a couple centimeters above the hemline. And after a bunch more pinning, we're gonna run it through the machine again. And at this point, my confidence with the machine is growing, and look at how beautiful these stitches are. I am quite impressed with myself right now. Okay, so I got some more satin ribbon. Fabulous. I also got one of these guys. So I'm not scraping up the table, the dining room table, with all my needles and scissors. Yeah, figured it's probably a good idea. All right, so now, next step, I think, is we sew it from the bottom of the pant leg all the way up the torso to the armpit, all the way through to the sleeve, and it closes it all up. Little side note, while I'm working on this, my wife just got a dummy in, and it keeps scaring the shit out of me, because it's just creeping on me, just staring. This is Eleanor. She's one of our 2 cats. She's so pretty. Yeah, you're such a pretty girl. You want to say hi to the camera? Yeah. Oh, there she goes. She's sniffing. Oh, hello, Eleanor. What a cutie. Adorable. Thanks for saying hi, Eleanor. All right. Wow. It's starting to look like an actual finished garment. We got the sleeve here. Nicely done. We got the leg here. It's a leg hole. So after doing the first side, I learned that starting from the armpit and working outwards was the best way to make it all line up nicely. Yeah, I gotta fix the neck here. It doesn't scrunch as easily as I want it to. And it's still a little big. But sleeve length is good because it's gonna bunch up at the wrist and want it to be puffy. Same thing with the legs. The legs are nice and big still. Yeah, the crotch line is good. We're gonna put, we're gonna put buttons here, or snaps here. Probably one at the top, one in the middle, and one closer to the crotch area here.
and that'll keep it shut. Little black pom-poms add some color difference. She'll have her little Elizabethan collar, the cuffs around the wrists, and then probably a hat or something. So a little hat. Okay, so some alterations need to be made, mainly on the neck portion. Not only do I have little missed stitches here, but it's as you saw earlier, it sits a little big on her neck, and I want this to scrunch easier. So I think I just need to make a thicker casing like I did for these guys on the sleeves and the legs. Oh, this works beautifully. Wow, looks a lot better than I was expecting it to. Wait a minute, what if I go like, oh, yeah. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do this time. Last time, or the first time I did this, I sandwiched it entirely and then tried to sew all the way down, getting all of the layers of fabric to mesh nicely with each other and hit the stitch. But I think this time I'm gonna do one side first, stitch it all the way down, and then flip it over, flip the casing all the way around, and do another stitch on top as well. I'm gonna go right in the middle. All right, it is the third and final day of this sewing project, and today we are making the pom-poms, which I actually have prior experience making because in, what was it, 2018, something like that, I started making knit beanies, taught myself how to make those, and they had little pom-poms at the top. So they're relatively easy to make. Basically, all you have to do is take 2 pieces of cardboard. I've just taken it from this protein bar package. And you're gonna cut 2 circles, roughly in the size that you want the pom-poms to be, and then a circle within that circle so that you can wind the yarn around, cut it, and then secure it with another piece of yarn. Oh yeah, I also went ahead and funneled all of the satin ribbon into all the extremities, all the cuffs, because that was just a lot of repetition. I don't want the first pom-pom to be too close to the collar up here. So we're gonna go down probably like so. There we go. There we go. These are some tough snaps. Just gonna go faster. All right, that's not too bad. As long as you go fast. All right, I've got all the buttons in now, or the snaps in now. I accidentally sewed the last one in backwards, so I had to cut that out and redo it, which was kind of annoying, but it's done now. And now, last steps are sewing these pom-poms on. And the next time you see it, it will be a complete finished garment, and yeah, basically done.
Well, if you made it this far, thank you very much for hanging out with me while I made my first ever finished garment. You can find more photos on my Instagram at @byNikoSmart. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe because in my next project, I'm making a dress inspired by Wednesday Addams herself. Until then, clown responsibly, and I'll catch you in the next video.